How do you gender bend Penguin, race swap Barbara Gordon, and Harley Quinn while keeping the reactionary comic fans quiet? You make it good. This new Caped Crusader show does something I feel is missing in the comic space, and that's taking creative liberties while still respecting the source material. This show changes a lot of Batman's story, especially his rogues, but ultimately it stays true to the spirit of the Dark Knight. Better than that, we have some interesting interpretations of Harley Quinn, Penguin, and Firefly that make you wonder if some of these changes will stick. Why do these characters work, and why is Barbara far more important, Glass and Bullock more sinister, and Gordon more compassionate? Let's get into it. First, starting off with the best character of the season, Harleen Quinzel, Bruce Wayne's therapist, friend of the GCPD, and besties with Barbara Gordon. This interpretation has her be a bubbly psych major, similar to herself in the comics, however she is friendly, not ditzy. A common complaint of Harley fans is that they make her too incompetent for a woman that holds a PhD, and one of the highest roles in Arkham. In this show, they did not hold back on the sharpness. She's able to peel back Batman's fake Bruce Wayne facade incredibly early on, not entertained with the aloof playboy he tries so hard to distract you with. Harley surgically takes down her patients, not in a compassionate way, because these men are beyond compassion. Initially, Harley relates to Barbara her desire to help people, save them from themselves. However, Harley takes a more active role in people's life, while Barbara respects their autonomy. Even in the cute romance we see between Harley and Renee Montoya, Harley notices her like a fox in the woods and pounces, cutting through the banter and just getting a date. It's cute, it's confident, but it's a good example of her values. She wants what she wants more than anything, being able to get people to agree with her, do what she wants them to do, not necessarily want to get for themselves. This might sound like a stretch, but in the very next scene, Harley gets sick of her patient blabbering about his problems, not recognizing the greater issue of his behavior, how they affect others. So then, she puts on her costume and visits her special underground inpatient facility, the Playpen. In each of the cells we see several men in specially designed quarters, tailored to make them the way Harley wants them. Finally, we see the newest member, dressed in a king's outfit, but according to Harley, jesters rule this court. After we see Barbara trying to learn more about her client, she mentions her friend Harleen. This causes the man to snap and attempt suicide, thinking he would rejoin with her. This shows two things. Firstly, Barbara, although disappointed with the people she represents, is not jaded, running in heels, mind you, to pull a 250-pound man off the roof. This also shows what state Harley likes her patients in: subservience. A lot of fans point out how similar this is to Hugo Strange, however, I like the contrast between a cheerful psychologist that puts everyone at ease and a shrewd therapist who subjugates her patients. Barbara tries asking about the incident next time she sees Harleen, but as per usual, Harleen acts aloof and cutesy, switching the subject to Renee Montoya and their date. Although Harley thinks she's pacifying Gotham's best defense attorney and another great detective, Barbara's gut is too strong. She gets it from her old man. She investigates Harley's office and figures out Harley did take in her client, and she's not the only one on her case. So is another patient. After Barbara and Bruce enter her place, she gets a call during her date, kisses Renee, and then shows up ready to take my soul.
I knew you'd come for me. I knew it when I profiled you for the police. I'm your type. How many criminals do you have to catch before you feel better?
God, this woman is so fine. The voice actor really put a lot into this. Harley Quinn in her full glory, using her patient puppets to fight Batman. Overwhelming and inexperienced fighter, in Bruce's first year, he gets knocked out, while Harley remarks that she has no malice towards him, but difference of opinion. Batman believes in the system, Harley doesn't. She has seen plenty men go in and out of the psych ward, hurting people no matter what treatment is done to them, trampling on everyone's will, doing what they want no matter who it hurts. If they're too irresponsible, too childish to think about the bigger picture, then they don't deserve autonomy. She deserves it. After the climactic ending, with Barbara trying to save Batman and Harley trying to save Barbara, they all try to escape the facility, with Barbara holding on to Harley's hand. Then Harley purposely falls into the water, wanting to die rather than going to Arkham, knowing what goes behind those doors. Barbara mourns over her friendship, wanting to save her and wondering who can she really save. We do get a tease towards the end showing Harleen is still alive, apologizing to Renee for not showing up, and saying she's gonna skip town. So most likely she'll appear in season 2 again, hopefully with a bigger role as a bigger villain. For now, let's get into our main star, the Harry Osborn of Gotham. Harvey Dent. Arguably the central villain of the show, Two-Face gets his classic design and story, albeit with stronger character development. In the beginning, we see how, as Batman puts it, Harvey is willing to put his thumb on the scales in order for justice, meaning he's willing to take things in his own hands outside of the legal norm in order to get the job done. This becomes an issue when he runs for mayor, focusing his time and energy on winning the approval and social points of his populace, not actually doing the right things. At first, he denies Rupert Thorne, this mafia boss of Gotham, who is trying to help him in order to gain control over the mayor. Later, when Dent is concerned about his prospects of winning after losing points and favor among voters for not catching genuine ghosts in time, he then, enraged at the idea of him not winning, turns to Thorne, accepting his help in exchange for a favor. During the carnival episodes, the kids going missing becomes a point of insecurity for Dent, not concern, worried about how he might look, not on what he can do to save them. After the children get saved, he realizes that he's gone off the deep end, forgetting what the entire point of becoming mayor means to him, protecting the citizens. Regretting this, he grows a spine and reneges on the deal with Thorne, condemning a guilty mobster instead of giving him a pass. Of course, we know where this goes. He goes to the bathroom and then turns around only to get acid thrown in his face, causing him to be horribly disfigured. During recovery, Dent stays inside all day and starts to spiral, growing mad and angry and resentful at the world. Bruce, trying to be a good friend, takes him out to eat after he's been cooped up in his room for too long. Unfortunately, the cracks start showing as Harvey's antisocial side kicks in, shitting on everyone trying to show him love. He visually flip-flops between extreme anger and fear, worried about this new darkness found in him. After freaking out, he goes back into stew in the cesspool of emotions, shame, guilt, anger, vindication. Dent comes to the conclusion though. What is the point of playing by the rules if no one else is? How can you get justice when there's no justice for you? From now on, he plays judge, jury, and executioner, flipping between compassion and cruelty. When it's a toss-up, you better pray it lands on his good side. If anyone is a dude protagonist in the show, it is Barbara Gordon. It's still the same relentless, headstrong person she's always been. We see her as a defense attorney this time around, trying to help those wronged in this world and save them from the full wrath of evil, notably Harvey Dent, the district attorney. Early on, they butt heads, Barbara being the passionate one of the two, but later we see this turn to frustration and pain. We spoke about how she failed to save Harley from manipulative tendencies and also failed at saving her father. Now at the end of the season, she has to defend her longtime legal opponent turned murderer, Harvey Dent, Two-Face. While they always disagreed, Harvey's new antisocial persona makes it so much harder for Barbara to build a defense case. Barbara's kindness, however, doesn't allow her to give up on Harvey, while his pessimism allows him to give up on himself. We see at the beginning of episode 10 her sympathy for psych patients, tending to them better than their caretakers. Then we see her withstanding Harvey's despair and contempt. What's interesting is that when Bruce sees Harvey, he doesn't have the same patience for the man, making a snippy comment there.
Don't start growing a conscience now, Dent.
His mask cracking. Barbara, however, stays the course no matter what happens, including Flash and Bullock's kidnapping of Dent. She handcuffs herself to Dent after they incapacitate the crooked cops, not allowing Dent to fall into the pit of despair once again and begin killing. She will save whoever she can no matter how hard she has to fight. On the flip side, Batman will hold whoever wrongs the world to his principles, no matter how hard they fight him. One side is compassion, the other is stern rigidness, both trying to stabilize an unstable man on the verge of going off the deep end once more. While Harvey persists on his pessimistic ramblings about the evil city and self-sacrifice for the greater good, Harvey feels that his life is worthless and Barbara is wasting her time, not able to be saved now that he's crossed that line of murder. Barbara still clings on, not wanting him to take the easy path of death, but the much harder one of redemption. In a bittersweet ending, however, Harvey takes both paths, taking the bullet meant for Barbara Gordon and passing away on those docks. The next part I dislike a little bit, with Batman wielding a gun and shooting Flash in order to show him how easy it is to be a cop according to his ways. In my opinion, I wish Batman just crushed the gun out of anger and then knocked Flash out. However, it's a small critique that doesn't hold much weight. All in all, I absolutely loved watching this show, and I wish I didn't binge it so fast. It's been such a trip. Upon rewatching the season, I realized how much more there is to digest. It's crazy I've gone this entire video without gushing about onomatopoeia, Clayface, or even Firebug. I definitely gotta do a part 2 in these breakdowns because I absolutely love this show. We need 5 more seasons. If you got some takes on these characters, let me know in the comments below. My favorite is still gonna be Harley Quinn, but I'm just happy onomatopoeia made it into the show. Peace.